Most of the global trade slowdown for last year can be attributed to the deceleration of the growth of import demand in the US and in Europe. Japan has remained sluggish. The US merchandise imports rose by only 1% in 2007, the smallest increase since the 2001 recession. Part of the global import slowdown is clearly due to higher commodity prices. For the whole of 2007, in particular fuels and minerals. More recently, food prices are also playing a part. We are estimating, on the basis of current information, that real trade growth will be 4.5% in 2008, 1 percentage point down from what it was in 2007. But I have to say we had some difficulty arriving at this number because there's so much uncertainty in the world economy right now. And I think we're going to probably have to revisit this estimate in the third or fourth quarter of the year. What are the downside risks that make me say this? Well, obviously, the turmoil in the financial markets. As yet, it doesn't really fed through to the extent that it might into the real economy. And if it does so in a more thoroughgoing manner than has so far been the case, having a more discernible effect on output and trade across various regions, then yes, I think that we're going to see some impact. I think it's food prices and oil prices really that are of concern, but food prices have become particularly emotive. I mean, food prices have risen by about 50% in the last few months. And, you know, we have some tables here with countries, leading exporters and leading importers of foodstuffs, which give some indication of, you know, which side of the divide countries will find themselves, by and large, as a result of the expansion of food prices. But I think that just recently it has become a particular source of concern. We've been with the oil price rises for quite a while, but the food price rises have become a particular source of concern rather recently, not least because we see examples of civil disturbance across a range of countries in the world because of rising food prices and because of the implications of rising food prices on poor countries for whom food is a major element in the consumption basket. I think I'd like to just say a couple of things about this, if I may, in relation to what we're trying to do here, because I think that the agricultural negotiations in the Doha round are part of at least a medium-term answer to some of this. If we can get food trade liberalization in agriculture to work so that those who are efficient in producing agriculture can produce and sell, we will already have made a contribution to this. I think also a more open trading system tends to get food to the places where it's needed more efficiently than a segmented, protected agriculture market. So I think that element of the negotiations is rather important. I think also one shouldn't lose sight of the other things that are going on in this area, in particular aid for trade and the possibility of releasing some of the supply constraints on food production that would follow from a successful pursuit of aid for trade, the Aid for Trade initiative. So I think there are links here, but obviously there are many other complexities and issues involved in this that will play in the outcome. For the specifics of what we can say about what's going to happen to food prices, we don't have our own forecasts. It's really hard to say. There will be some supply responses to these high prices, which will be mitigating, but I don't think that's going to take the problem away in the short term.